Howdy everybody, this is Andrew Perry with Busy Dad Fitness. In today's 10-minute workout video, we're going to be using the Wobble Board to do some strength as well as some cardio tabata exercises. I love the Wobble Board because it's a very small piece of equipment yet very effective. It's going to require you to use your core. It's also going to work all of those stabilizer muscles from your ankles, your hips, your knees, and your shoulders. So you're going to get a really great total body workout from this. For the first 5 minutes, we're going to focus on slower exercises and a strength focus. The second half of the workout, it's going to be about getting that heart rate up, doing some cardio, tabata, as well as working all the muscles in your body. So we're going to start with that board on the ground, and we're going to do lunges, squats, and single leg toe touches. Again, lower body focus. After 5 minutes, we'll switch to a cardio. Let's get this thing started. Starting with lunges. First round of lunges we're going to do by stepping onto the board, putting our foot in the middle of that board. We want to keep the edges from not touching the ground. Drop down nice and slow, and then come back up. We're going to do 6 lunges with one leg, and then we'll do 6 lunges with the other. As we're doing those lunges, let's make sure that we keep those knees behind the toes. Using that core to push back up. We'll do one more on this side, and let's switch to the other leg. Again, get that balance, drop that back knee, push back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more on this side. All right, moving into squats. We're going to get as wide of a stance as we can on this wobble board, so our feet right on the edge. If you need to, you can put yourself closer to a wall. That's going to give you a little bit of balance. All right, and then you can work gradually moving your hand away from that wall, so you can do squats with no assistance. Just like with the lunges, we want to try to keep the edges of the board off the ground. Again, keeping our weight centered on the middle of that board. And we're going to do between 8 and 10 squats. Pushing our hips back. Again, focus on center of body gravity. Right in the center of the board. There we go. Nice and low. One more. Here we go. Last exercise that we're going to do, single leg toe touches. We're going to do 6 on each side. So put one foot in the middle of the board. Again, use that wall for assistance if you need it. Come down, touch. And if you don't, just keep that hand out for a little bit of extra balance. If you wanted to incorporate some weights into this workout, this is a great time to do it. Again, you'd be doing single leg deadlifts, lunges with weight, and goblet squats. Let's do one more on this side and switch it to the other side. So using a small board like this requires core to really be engaged, but we're also working all those stabilizer muscles in the ankles, which is why it's so wobbly. We'll do one more. Here we go. All right, going back to lunges. So we stepped onto the board the first time. I'll scoot the board back, and this time we'll do lunges stepping off the board, 6 on each side. Just like when we're going forward, we want to keep that board, the edge of the board off the ground. Step up, push back onto the board, nice and low. One more on this side. All right, switch sides. Put the toes right in the middle of the board. Step out, nice and low. 2. Readjust my foot. Again, if you need to balance yourself, recenter, always have your hand close to a wall, or just put your foot down onto the floor to give yourself that balance that you may need as you're working all those little muscles in your body. Let's do one more. There we go. And let's take it to squats. Keeping those feet wide. Push the hips back, nice and low. Lots of variations on the lunges. So we did forward lunges, we did reverse lunges. You could do lateral lunges, or we did forward lunges stepping onto the board. We did forward lunges stepping off the board. You could do reverse lunges, keeping the board behind you, forward and backwards, or do lateral lunges, again, stepping on the board or off the board, depending on what you feel like doing. Each one working muscles in a little bit different way. Let's do 2 more squats. And going into single leg toe touches for these last few seconds. Here we go. Balanced. I'll do a few on each side since that timer is about to go. And we'll move on to cardio of our workout. 1 more. Okay, 5 exercises, 20 seconds for each exercise. We'll do each exercise twice. We're gonna start with push-ups and then with a 10-second rest in between. Bringing our chest all the way to the board. We're pushing the elbows back. If you need to, you can always drop your knees to the board, to the ground. Rest for 10 seconds. We'll do that again. Likewise, if you're having a lot of trouble with that closer grip, you can put one hand on the board and get that balance. The other hand goes on the ground. It will give you a little bit more stability. If your board doesn't have handles, you can put them flat on the board like this as well. All right. We're going to switch to atomic mountain climbers with our feet on the board this time. So feet are on the board, hands are on the ground. I'm going to keep the edge of the board up, and we're bringing the knee to the elbows, to the opposite elbow. Scoot those feet back. I'll switch sides here. Try to keep the board centered as much as possible. Take it a little bit slower if you need to. And again, you can also do atomic mountain climbers while holding onto the board instead of putting your feet on. Next up, we're gonna do Spider-Mans. So our elbows are on the board and we're gonna bring those knees wide, keeping our shoulders over our elbows. Take it a little bit slower. Again, shoulders are having to work to stabilize you, and that core is fully engaged. Take it to a higher plank if you want to do mountain climbers or atomic mountain climbers with your hands on the board. Another round of Spider-Mans. Next up, we're going to focus on hips and glutes, and we're going to do single leg hip bridges with our foot on that board. So we're going to point the toe, keep that board parallel to the ground. We'll lift the hips up, bring them back down, keep the knees in line with each other. This is really going to work the hamstrings and the glutes. You may feel a cramp. You're going to want to have a tendency to push your heel down. Encourage you to try to point your toe forward, and that's going to make that board nice and flat. Really activate those hamstrings. Stretch it out, and we'll switch to the other side. Same thing. Lifting those hips up. Definitely feeling it in that hamstring. If you do get a cramp, shake it out, massage the muscle for a moment, and then get right back to it. Last round, we're going to do burpees with the board. Jump down, push up, jump up, bring that board overhead. Real quick, we're doing it for 20 seconds. 2 times. Jump back, push up, up. Take out the jump. If you have orthopedic issues that prevent you from jumping, you can also do the push-up on your knees if you need to. One more round, 20 more seconds, and this 10-minute workout will be done. Here we go. Last round. And there you have it, 10 minutes, total body. We worked a lot of smaller stabilizer muscles that you don't normally work on unless you're having to focus on your balance, like we did today. Again, great piece of equipment, small, doesn't take up a lot of space, very inexpensive. I'll have a link below if you want to purchase one of these. They cost about $20 on Amazon. Check out my other videos for more workout tips and workouts that you can do on your own in as little as 10 minutes. As always, remember that being busy is not an excuse. Have a great day.